everybody. So there's this new boxing slash Muay Thai. It technically is a Muay Thai game, but obviously it encompasses the discipline of boxing as well. That is very hidden. Like, I've not known about this, but I saw something today on Twitter, and I also saw a Martial Mind video that he recently did, and it piqued my interest. I want to share it with this community as well, in case you haven't seen it yet. But it's from a team called Overhand Interactive. Let me just jump into it so you guys can see what I'm talking about and why there's just like this weird buzz around this new hidden game that hasn't released yet, or there's barely any information on it. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, one thing that I want to note here is the way that they're going to be fighting and the sounds. The sounds is really what took me back. Okay. Okay. There's another video that I want to pull up real quick as well. Beautiful knockout. Okay. Now, the sounds sound incredibly realistic. One of the best sounds I've ever heard in terms of mimicking the sound of like sparring, hearing the way that the gloves are smacking the skin and smacking the head and all of that stuff. It just sounds very realistic. And then the punches that they're throwing. The way they're throwing their punches. Now, there are some little hitches or whatever where the arm is getting caught and it's kind of bending in a weird way. But this is one of the most realistic punch animations I've seen. The way that they're punching just looks incredibly realistic. And it's getting me excited for this game. Sure, it's not boxing, but I mean, look at how, even the head movement looks a little clean too. Now, I'm wondering if there's going to be freedom, like free head movement, or are they just going to be slipping left, right, back, and ducking, right? I'm wondering if there's going to have head movement, freedom of head movement, because I think freedom of head movement is an important thing when it comes to these kind of combat games. But this is super interesting. This might be a good, middle ground for those who want to kind of get, for example, like UFC 5, because there's so much going on with the grappling and the being on the ground, it makes it a little bit too jarring for me to want to get into that as a person who enjoys boxing games, right? Because the thing that I enjoy so much about the boxing games is that ability to, to box, right? I think this meets a better middle ground than like a UFC 5, for example. There's this middle ground of like, well, they're not going to be grabbing and going on the ground and all that stuff. Sure, you're going to be kicking, but you're also going to be using the discipline of boxing very aggressively. And I don't like this is hands down to me one of the best punch animations I've seen, mixed in with the sound and punch animation just look phenomenal to me. And this is obviously in the early stages. Now let me look at this one more time. Just listen to the sounds of the punches. That in and of itself to me just is incredible. Overhand look clean, jab look clean, hook looks clean, uppercuts look clean. Everything look, body shot looks clean. Everything looks really, really good. And if this is just his developmental stage, I'm sure that they're going to continue to develop the game. See how his body is formed and how he's throwing that punch. It just looks really, really good. So they're obviously going to continue to develop the game, continue to make it even cleaner, crispier, sharper. And I don't know. I'm going to be on the lookout for this untitled Muay Thai game because it looks to have the things that we look for in a boxing game, believe it or not, right? And as I've always said, the more of these kind of games, the better. We've went from a dry spell to like getting more of these games in modern times. Some arcade-ish, like Boxing Creed, Rumble Boxing, some not. But this is one of those games where it's like, yeah, let's root for these indie developers. Even the way the headgear looks, it looks super cool and super realistic. So let's, cheer on these guys so that they can make these games, right? It's not about being pessimistic so that nobody makes a game, which is what people like to do. It's about seeing from what cream rises to the top, but allowing everybody to give them the confidence to put out a product like this, right? So hopefully this we continue to follow this game and they continue to give us updates. There will be brand new gameplay, as stated from the development team on Saturday. You can get that information through the Discord, in their Discord, and they've given that information out. They've posted that there will be new gameplay on coming, not Saturday, but this weekend. So tomorrow or Sunday, right? So I can't wait for that. We're going to definitely cover that when they drop it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Although it's not boxing, I think that this is a pretty good middle ground for people, because I know there's a lot of people that like MMA and like boxing as well and watch this channel. And then people that like boxing and could appreciate, like boxing games, but could appreciate this type of a game right here. The way that they're presenting the fight, the way the fight looks, the way the punches sound, the way they're throwing their punches. Like I said, hands down, probably one of the best punching animations and sounds that I've seen. One of the best. All right. Until the next one, guys. Peace.